Hello, I'm Thomas, and this is the KAANP, the Knoxville Area Artists Networking Platform. And here we talk to artists about themselves, the art they make, and where they make it, kinda. So yeah, stick around, give us a listen. Enjoy the show. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well on this dreary December Sunday morning.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's
I like
gorgeous.
it. If I was into slightly depressing dystopian horror settings, it'd be great.
It's pretty much my life.
The only thing we're missing is the fog.
Yeah, zombie fog's pretty good.
Oh man, it's thick and dense. You know, like when you walk into the fog, walking up the street in Silent Hill. If that was my road right now, it would be almost perfect.
That's what made me want to be a nurse.
Walking into the fog,
Just
or
walking into the fog. Those are goals right there.
yeah, walk into the fog, save people.
Yeah, save people's lives.
Right, and that's not something people write about in terror novels at all.
Sexy bandages.
There you go.
There you go.
And
Works.
really short skirts with red pinstripes, right? Yeah. That's it. Great. And, you know, no face visual.
Reason why I'm not a nurse. I really just can't pull off the pinstripes.
You could probably do better than I could. The long white coat, though, I could rock.
No. See, the long white coat, it'd be weird. I can't pull off white. I turn yellow.
I feel if I have any excuse to ever wear a pocket protector, that would be it.
Oh my God.
Because I can't casually just wear a pocket protector as a professional in my line of work. It just doesn't.
Could?
It could.
You'd have to have something ridiculous in the pocket, though.
Well, I mean, I carry knives, but I have a tool pouch for that hangs around my waist. So a pocket
Okay,
protector
fair.
would be a bit much.
You don't have anything to protect in your pocket?
No. All the dangerous stuff I wear on
You
my
need to change
sleeve.
that.
I could have a chef's coat for wrapping cars with
Small
a knife and a
sugar
poker
glider.
right there.
Just have like a little squirrel just chilling out in your pocket.
Oh man, pull some Bob Ross shit. Like,
That'd be great.
Look at
God,
my
I love
my
Bob
pocket
Ross.
squirrel.
Everyone, let's just take a break from these happy trees and look at this lovely squirrel
He
that's
just
taking a
pulls it
nap
right
in my
out of his
pocket.
his pearl button shirt pocket, right above his heart. That's
God.
where he keeps his baby squirrels. If I'm half the squirrel dad that man is when I die, I'll consider myself a good day, a good dad.
A good day, Dad.
And a good day dad, and a
My dad's way everything.
halfway decent human being at that point. Yeah, your dad streams with you on Twitch sometimes, right?
Oh my God, yeah. So I was the one that first started streaming, and then my brother picked it up as well.
Oh, he caught the bug, huh?
Kind of. My brother's so weird. He's like a version of me, except for like make it 6'3" and like 250 pounds and pretty religious and has 3 kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right.
So his is like the super PG stream, and mine is just all
Whatever the hell you
yelling,
want.
fucking talking about tits. And then my dad likes to show up on stream, so he comes and visits every once in a while. And when he does, it's usually right before I'm about to go on. So he's just
He
like
doesn't
chills
bust
out.
in on you like right when you're.
No, I make sure that he doesn't because it would seriously throw me off. But one time he was on there and he actually played Phasmophobia and it was hilarious.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like he used to play video games when he was younger, but it wasn't anything like games are now
Right. Yeah.
at all.
You can't stream an Atari 2600, right?
No, no, you can't. And the games that he mainly played like fighting games like Soul Calibur. He played Mortal Kombat a lot. He was played as Raiden and just purposely killed us because he couldn't in real life. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to
Take out aggression.
those frustrations. Yeah, and Raiden's a great character to just exert your authoritarianism with, because he lays down the law
All the
occasionally.
lightning. All the
lightning.
freaking lightning.
Did he ever get into like Dynasty Warriors or anything like
I
that?
don't know about that. He played a lot of. He got big. Well, okay, so pretty much he would get us games that he
Just so
kind of
he could play
a
them?
little bit. So like
Ooh.
Soul Calibur and Tekken, he was just like, all right, so Mitsurugi, I'm gonna kill you. It's like,
And you're
okay,
sitting there
Dad.
holding the controller like,
I'm like, Dad,
I guess I'm in on this now.
I'm like 14. What are you doing? And he's just like, ah. Just
Yeah,
going crazy with
mercilessly
it.
beating your character on the screen,
Yeah.
and you just have to watch this
Yeah, but-
gratuitous violence. And he's just like, "Oh, thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
This is great.
Dad."
Family time."
Yeah. Family time is when you get to kill each other. You
Right?
know,
Yeah,
it's
we all
just-
sit down around the TV and execute just overboard violence. It's great.
It's fun though. I like to be able to stream with him every once in a while because then people realize like, oh, that's where you get your horrible sense of humor. And all your dad jokes from is literally from your dad.
Well, I don't. I've never streamed with my father. My dad doesn't play video games, and you're the only person I know that streams with a parent.
Yeah.
I know people that stream with their wives or their
Yeah, it's
significant
different.
others and stuff like that, but not not
Not
a
the dad.
parental figure, which is pretty unique. I like it.
It's weird. So I play a lot of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I've noticed, and I was thinking about getting that game because it's on sale right now.
Yep, she should. I play it on PC and PlayStation 4, so if you ever need a little hunty bud, I got you for those hard carries. Cool. So I was playing that, and I was in this streaming Monster Hunter marathon with like 18 other streamers, and it was just continuous. Like everyone raids the next person on the list, and you just keep dumping people. And so we were doing this one. It was really, really hard. So we had all these quests that we had to complete, but there was limitations on everything. So we had to wear certain types of armor, use certain weapons. It was really, really difficult. And at one point in time, we had to fight this lightning unicorn monster.
What?
And yeah, Kieran, what a bitch. And then I had to use this lance, but it literally looked like a giant corn on the cob. And I was trying to like poke this thing in the butt, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
Was that a mod, or is that just how it looks?
It's just how it looks. It honestly just looks like this, and it's just terrible. And all you can really do is poke it because you got a lance, so it just looks like I'm trying to poke this horse in the butt with this corn cob, and I'm just cracking up. And then turns out my mom decided to make a Twitch at that moment in time and jumped into my chat.
Oh, so she gets to watch you poke the lightning unicorn with the corn cob straight in the ass.
Right, yeah.
You're sitting there enjoying yourself, and your mom's like, "What the hell, right?"
And I get this follow. I was like, Londa Ray. I was like, Mom? Is that you?
Question, exclamation point.
And then she's like, oh, hi, honey. And I was like, oh, no.
Mom, drop an F in the chat.
I was like, oh, God. And all of my sound alerts are just horribly inappropriate. Like,
oh, God, like what?
For my subs, it's like, what are you doing, step bro?
Oh, my God.
And then it's really good. And then if anyone does a dono, I don't know where I found this clip, but it's some sort of like sound bit that someone did from League of Legends, where it's like, your dick is ginormous. And it just goes off like that, and someone placed a dono right when my mom's like, all right, I'm gonna go, honey. I'm like, okay, cool, leave right now.
Yeah, I don't need you to hear this.
It's like, oh, she's gonna be so confused what I do. Initially, when I started streaming, she thought I did it naked because she had no idea what Twitch was. I'm like, well, thanks, Mom.
It's nice that she assumed the worst and found out otherwise, right? I was
like, it's not OnlyFans. She's like, I just don't understand why anyone would want to watch you play video games. I'm like, I have a personality, you bitch.
Mom, they're fun, even if you just watch.
I know. God. Okay. It's like bartending, except for I don't get them drunk, I get drunk.
And it works out better that way. You don't have to leave your house either.
Yeah,
so it's you're way more comfortable the entire time.
You're not have to take my clothes off.
You're right. And you're subjected to nobody's bullshit except in the chat room.
Yeah, but that's why you have mods, so you don't have to deal with that anyway. So it's like, all right.
It's not all on you all the time.
Yeah. Oh, gotta love mods. Shiny nights.
Shiny nights. So what other outputs and mediums do your creative efforts take?
Oh God! So right now it's mainly Twitch. Obviously I make a lot of art as well, and I really enjoy doing that.
Your stained glass dicks really entertain me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I do make stained glass penises. They are so much fun. They're on so many Christmas trees this year. It's ridiculous. I think a few grandmothers have it on their trees too.
Amazing.
I just don't know if they know it's a dick.
Well, it's
not.
How
do you not?
It's fairly obvious.
Well, it's not erect though, so it's
what
a big old glass flaccid dick.
Yeah.
Healthy 6 inches.
They're not small, and they're not oddly colored. Like it's easy to tell it's a dick.
Girth.
Yeah. It's obviously a phallus. Yeah. There's no two ways about it. But it's even better if some little grandma's just like, oh, now we gotta put this one on the tree. And just look at it, it's perfect. And they are nice. You do them very well. So the execution is really nice. So I'm just like, yeah, Grandma, take this. Put it wherever you want.
Add that to my skill set when my kids ask me one day, like, Mom, what were you like in college? And after college, I'll be like, well, I used to make a lot of stained glass sticks and then poke monsters and dragons in the butt. What did you do, kids? It's like, oh, okay.
Like, what forms have your creative outputs? Well, I got my finger paint on the wall.
Yep, exactly. Bingo. It's just so controlled. But I think art should be ridiculous in every way, shape, and form. It's too serious sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, bright colors and goofy shapes and things like that are
marvelous.
Always fun. I can't not enjoy using bright colors.
I'm so jealous of how you use bright colors because I am more like, I like doing blacks and whites and contrast stuff, but I don't usually go into like the fluorescent or the neon.
Yeah, I play in that arena hard, real hard.
It's really nice. God, it's freaking great.
When I go hard in the paint, it's always bright colors. I really don't do a whole lot of dark work. Like that 12 by 12 next to the Batman cross stitch right there.
Yeah.
Is one of my darker pieces, and I made that like 3 years ago.
I like that. I like it a lot. Stippling is a bitch.
Yeah, that was Every now and again, I get into that just because I want to drive myself crazy.
That's exactly what it does.
I've also
Every
seen
dot.
like motorized stippling pens.
What?
Yeah, that's
Isn't
the
it
thing.
just like a tattoo machine that doesn't go in your skin?
Kinda. And then there are some that don't use like rotary motors to do that. So there are a few varieties of them, but I've seen them and they look like fun. And I've tempted spending like $50-$60 on a cheap one to try it out just to see how I like
Probably
it.
pretty good.
But then I'm just like, how much is $50 or $60 worth that 3 hours of my sanity? I don't know. It probably would benefit me to let that go every now and again and just like go crazy doing some dots for a couple hours.
Sometimes it's really nice. Same thing with like repetitive patterns. I
Yeah,
really like
there's
those.
a lot of really tiny hand-drawn circles in that piece. So waiting between the line work and waiting on the watercolor to dry and doing all the dots and the circles, that piece is a bit more lengthy in its workflow than my normal stuff.
One of the very first mediums I did back in college was working on custom shoes.
Yeah.
And my friend, she's like, hey, I've got these Toms. You want to just doodle on them? I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want? Like, send me a picture or something. And she's like, well, I really want this henna design, but it's really difficult. And there's all these circles. I was like, I don't care. I'll do it.
Just show me.
Yeah, sure. And I was like, I've got time. And then I started doing those, and they turned out really well. It's easy when you have, like, fabric to do circles because you can work around the weaves. But you don't have that. You're just like, wow, I really can't draw a circle to save my life.
Well, and I feel like canvas materials, too, are really, really difficult because of the texture, especially when you're trying to make really nice, crisp lines.
Can't do it.
No, it just doesn't happen.
You will stand at that wrong angle where you just see it, and then it's going to drive you nuts.
Oh, every time. And then, being fabric and being a shoe, none of the radius on the corners are uniform, and nothing's, like, it's all built the way it's built to move.
Yeah.
So nothing's in the same place twice.
It is fun, though, until, like, you wear them for a long time, and you're like, wow, this art is literally ripping to pieces because I'm wearing these. And you're like, oh, goodbye, shoes. Goodbye. I guess I'm going to throw you out now.
Well, I mean, then it's a well-used piece of art. You got your miles out of it.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, maybe I should have just, like, got it printed on the shoes, and then I wouldn't have to do it.
But it's a whole separate shenanigan, isn't it? And it's not a similar gratification, but not the same.
Yeah, I thought about that when I was doing stained glass. If I got a CNC machine and could pre-score the glass, I could manufacture the dicks significantly quicker.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the same.
No.
Because they're not hand.
Because there's nothing like hand drawing a penis.
That's true. Well, the funny thing too, when you make stained glass, is not only do you have to like cut the shapes out, but you have to grind down the glass. So I'm literally grinding dicks all day. And
I
just
never thought about that. You're totally right.
There's nothing else. It's just like,
and then you have to apply fire to these dicks.
Yes, You have to assemble the dick. You have to solder them together and polish them. It's important to polish the dicks afterwards.
Is it just the knob or the whole thing?
It's, at first I started with just the tip, but then I was like, no, we're going all the way on this one.
Shaft and balls.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then after like 30 of those, you're like, I'm tired. Really tired.
So what other silly stained glass things have you done?
So with stained glass, I really don't do too many things just because with stained glass, you kind of have to either have a studio to do it or do it in the summertime. Because temperature is a little bit of an issue. You don't want to be like, when you grind it, it's a wet grinder. So
you don't want to do that when it's cold.
Yeah, and it's just freaking freezing and your hands will go numb. And then that's usually when you end up cutting yourself on accident because you are dealing with glass. Which is an easy thing to forget until you're like, wow, what's that? You're like, oh, it's blood.
Why am I looking at the tendons in my hand?
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I've never done any flat or stained glass work with panes, but I've done borosilicate with.
Oh really?
Yeah. A little bit of blown glass here and there. So
blown glass would be really cool.
I've certainly cut the piss out of my fingers and just be like, that's what the inside of my hand looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Well, I can't see it anymore. There's blood everywhere. Like,
yeah, it's weird because sometimes with the glass, depending on how it shatters and how it's scored, you really don't realize how sharp some things are. Like you won't even feel it.
It just looks like a nice 90-degree angle on the corner of this glass, and then it's 2 microns thick, and that's sharper than a scalpel, and then all of a sudden you've laid yourself open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was one point I was making these dicks, and it was getting cold. It was fall, and the studio I was working in at the time had no heat and no electricity. So like I had sun up until sundown. Gotta get going.
Perfect sunlight though.
I know, it's great. It's really all natural, except for you're like, I can't see what I'm doing. But
true craftsmanship.
Right. So
adverse conditions.
I was cutting all these, and all of a sudden I was like, why is there these? Like, what the hell did this red dot come from? I was like, what? Why is there this other red dot? I'm like, I'm just confused. Like, I was just jamming out to music, and then I looked down. I was like, oh my god, I am covered in blood. It's like all down my sweater. I was like, oh, this got really metal really quick. I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Right. Oh no, look at me. I'm covered in
my own blood?
I was like, oh, I guess I could do blood typing right now if I want to, but I would rather not. Like, good thing for Band-Aids.
So what got you into the stained glass?
A lie.
A lie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's how I get into most things, believe it or not.
Did somebody sell you a bag of goods that weren't exactly the bag of goods?
No, not even the case. So I'm really good at talking big game. If I'm like, yeah, it sounds like something I'd be good at, sure, I can do it. And I've never done it before in my life.
That's almost how I conned you into doing the colorful canines thing. Hey, you can paint. Come do this with me in public.
That's the kind of how that happens. And I was just like, I guess I can. I mean, we're going to pretend that's art.
We're all going to look like we know what we're doing at least.
I know. I'll just be one of those really bad, like, oh yeah, you paint? Is it paint by numbers? I'm like, yeah. It's good. It's great.
I put the paint on the brush. It's fine.
It's cool. I used methods of madness, so it has to be art. But so the guy that I was renting my art studio from, he was okay. So in Knoxville, did you hear about the little like Hobbit town they were thinking about building?
Yeah. In South Knoxville.
Yeah,
all that.
Which
all
I
that
think
jazz.
has hit the fan.
Oh boy, has it? Yeah. Oh, that's a whole story.
There was no permits or anything.
Oh no, they started construction and irrigation control and soil work and all that stuff well before they had any of their like full legit construction permits. The only thing they've done so far is I think completed the one like model house they were going to do.
That is so ridiculous.
But they prepped the whole site, and then the county or whoever was just like, y'all can't. No, you don't have papers for this shit.
Where are your papers? Oh wait, they don't exist.
Correct.
So so the woodworker that was renting to me the space, he was working on the doors for these Hobbit houses.
Continue. I'm sorry, I had to look away. I think the world just got a little smaller because I think I have a friend that worked
Is it
in
Seth?
and around.
Seth?
No, Steph Cabell. Do you know her?
I do not know Steph.
Oh well, you're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
You're gonna have to. So the world's getting a little smaller, everybody.
Cool. This makes me happy. So he was making the doors, and he had a big circular window in there that was about 2 feet in diameter. And he's just like, it'd be really cool if I could put stained glass in here. And I was like, well, I've done work with resin. I mean, but that wouldn't really work on an exterior door. You have to be careful with it to yellow and stuff like that. And he's just like, yeah. He's like, yeah, do you know anyone that makes stained glass? I was like, no. I'm like, I could probably do it. Yeah, totally can do it. And he's
Shrugs,
just like,
I'll give it a try.
He's like, cool. Can you have it done in like 2 weeks? And I'm like, okay, that's fine. This is good. And I was like, Google, YouTube, watch all the videos.
Teach me internet. Hey.
And I was like, oh crap! When my aunts makes this in California, I was like, hey, what do I need to buy? So I bought it.
Was that an awkward phone call because you don't talk to this person?
It wasn't even a phone call. It was a text message. I was like, so I'm starting to make stained glass.
At least you're on that basis. You can have a comfortable text exchange.
So comfy. It's the most comfy.
Like zeros and ones. Yay.
Mm-hmm. So I was talking to my Aunt Val about it, and she was just like, yeah, so she makes really, really like beautiful traditional stained glass. Like if you want orchids, you could put orchids and birds and all these things and panes and windows. And she does, so there's a foil method that you can do for more smaller, like odd shapen pieces. And then you can also do like the lead came, which is what it's called, lead came method. And those are kind of like the strips that they put on the side and then do it at the joints. Yeah. So she does both of that, and I was just like, all right, so I need your help real quick. I'm going to call him this favor. How do I do this? She's like, I really can't teach you unless you're here, but there's this YouTube video that might help. I was like, give me the YouTube video right now.
Send me links.
Do it now. Oh my gosh.
Do it. Do it now.
Exactly. Oh my God. So I finally get the stuff to make it. I was like, all right, I got no idea what I'm going to do. I have no idea how to maintain this circle shape. We're going to go ahead and wing this
Like,
bitch.
I have all the tools and some of the materials. Let's go.
And 2 neurons. Let's get firing. So I just started making it, and it turned out really well. And it worked. And I was like, okay. I didn't drop it.
Mountain scaled.
Yep, done and done.
Didn't
I'm like,
drop
never.
it.
I was so worried. Like picking that thing up was so stressful. So stressful.
It's a pane of glass on a table.
It's this big.
Yeah.
And then you have to worry too.
Pick up something flat on a flat surface.
When you have something that's really large, lead. When you do soldering and stuff, it's pretty weak when you think about it. So I'm like, really, if I would have held it by one side, the whole thing could have just like
bowed. Yeah. And cracked. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would have cried immensely.
Because once you get a frame around those things, that's when they become really.
Yeah. And this was not framed, so it's just like, okay, what could go wrong? All of these things that could go wrong. And he's like, cool. Well, if we get this bid, you're gonna have to make like 20 more of them. And I was like, 20 more? What? I thought I was just doing one. Okay. That's fine. But then the whole thing hit the fan anyway. And I was like, well, now I got all this glass and I know how to cut things. So what is something that no one would fully expect? A dick. We're going to make dicks.
And then that's the rest of the story is.
Yeah, they took off. I ended up making like 35 dicks that a month. and like, there was one point where I called my dad.
That's more than one dick a day.
It's a lot of dick, you know? I was giving so many people D for Christmas. Like, it's insane. Yes, men, women, grandmas, grandpas, everyone's getting Hannah's D. It was
Right.
like, oh, okay, this is good.
So is that what you market it as, Hannah's D?
Kind of. And I was selling them out of a Central Depot in the old city as well. They're just, all of my dicks were on a wall, and you can pick out your dick.
Just go grab a dick right off the wall?
Great.
Whichever one you please?
Just grab a dick. It's great. Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely really, really fun. But I called my dad once, and he was traveling for sales, and it turns out his boss was in the car with him.
Oh, so that's great.
Well, it was great because this did not go how I thought it would, and when I say that, I mean it went hilarious. So my dad is just as crazy immature as I am.
Good.
And so he gets on the phone, and he has me on speaker.
Oh,
You don't
so
ever
this
put
is
anyone
great.
on speaker. What are you doing?
You got to tell him first.
Yeah, right? Nothing. Anyway, he's like, yeah, my boss is in here. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll call you later or whatever. And I hear his boss say, can I say something, Tony? And my dad's like, I don't care, sure. He's just like, you make really good Ds. I was like, Dad, you told your boss? And he's like, yeah, I showed him. It's hilarious. I'm like, Dad, stop doing that. That's weird. That's
Don't
so
show your boss
weird.
my dick.
Like, you can't be doing that. I'm like, this is one of those situations I never, ever thought I would be in. The moment when your dad is telling his boss about your glass dick.
And how proud he is.
And how proud he is of you. And I'm just like, you know, of all the things to make your father proud, making glass dicks was never one I would have ever thought.
Well, I'm sort of in a similar boat with some of my products because, you know, I make the glowy cuss words.
Yes, I love
So
that.
I have fuck, shit, and cunt available to the masses.
So
and
well.
I've had
They're
people
wonderful.
tell me that they put them in their window. I've had people send me pictures of them above their bed in their master bedroom. I've seen people have it in their bathroom. Apparently, the word fuck is just a really fun thing to put on your wall to accent a space in your home.
Yeah, totally.
And I just think it's hilarious that I get to give someone a fuck.
Cool.
Because then they have a fuck to give.
Yes, the only
And
fuck to get.
There is the one fuck unless
one
you buy two of them. But you have to
Fair.
you have to
Then you
get a
give
fuck
many
to give a
fuck.
fuck. I haven't made any smaller fucks yet. So,
Nope, just big fucks.
Well, see, the funny part about it is it's my handwriting.
That's even better.
So
That's
it's
better.
to the it's the scale that it is. If I were to draw up a custom font that was
Yeah,
a
that'd
bit
be
more blocky and not script because I wrote it in my cursive.
You have very nice handwriting, by the
Thank
way.
you. I wrote it like 40 times and then
I'm
picked out the right
sorry.
one. Well, I mean, you should have seen it when I drew
That's
out.
a lot of fucks.
It is a lot of fucks, but you know what? My F's after that came out looking pristine.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
You should
I
make
had to
one that
brush
says
up on my-
twat.
You know, I'm always on the search for the next cuss word to make an
I
additive
will
expression.
personally commission a twat.
Okay, well then you have a twat.
Specifically a twat waffle.
Oh, that'd have to be two pieces, but
That's
we can
fine.
make it
I will
happen.
put them
I
right
did a
next to each
flying
other.
fuck not
You
too
did a
long
flying
ago.
fuck?
Yeah, the
That's
guy's got
pretty
it
good.
on his fridge right now, which is another one of those customer submitted
That's really
photos
good.
I have. It's great. He's got it on top of his stainless steel fridge, and it's like the only thing on the fridge, and a bottle of Knob Creek on top. So I was like, this is perfect. I love it.
Flying fuck. See, twat waffle is just wonderful. I don't know why I love saying twat waffle as much as I do, but I really do. It's one of my favorite phrases.
I mean, I can't hate you for it.
I don't
It's
know.
fun to say.
Got it on a mug.
Amazing.
And it's got a waffle. It's twat waffle.
That's amazing.
great.
I'm gonna have to see this.
You really
movie.
should. I'll send you the link. You'll just be like, oh my god. I'll be like, yep.
Yeah, look. I
That
told
and
you.
clam slam. Clam slam's a good one too.
Ah.
Like, the female version of a tea bag. I'm just like, huh.
Clam slam.
Clam slam.
That's a new one on me, and I'm so happy.
It's just the things you learn while being on the internet. You're just like, oh my god.
And not even on the internet, just the internet with other people.
Yeah.
The
from
internet
all
with
over the
other
world,
people
too.
is way more fun than just the
Everywhere.
internet.
Well, yeah, gosh, and my channel when I stream, it's kind of all over the place. So like we have people from Denmark, Australia, pretty much anywhere, Brazil. But one of our Danish dudes, he likes to say like English words, but the Danish version.
Oh, yeah?
And he's just like, so just so you know, the word "bae" in Danish means pile of shit. So you're literally calling your significant other, oh, pile of shit. I'm just like, oh.
But you mean it, affectionately.
You are my favorite pile of shit.
Yeah.
You are the only
Before
pile
any
of
other
shit that
pile
I'm
of shit.
okay with. Like, oh, okay, that's fine. This
Like
is great.
you're the pile of shit I want closest to me
Yeah,
above
the
everyone else.
closest pile of shit. I don't know. See,
Yeah,
it just
it's
goes
great.
downhill from there.
So that's some of the things I love about interacting with people on the internet.
It's great. All the collaborations are just insanely crazy because you just have no idea what you're going to expect or like the people you're going to meet or whose dad is going to be streaming what in this case because I'm like, oh, hey, Dad. He's like, I'm better at games than you, Hannah. I was like, whatever.
We'll just have to fight and see what happens.
Duke it out, fisticuffs, let's go. He's like, let me play as Mitsurugi. I'm like, no, you're not playing as that character.
You have one handicap, and that character has to fuck right off.
Yeah, right off, right now. Just done. All done. Like, right. You have lefty flip. Let's do it. Let's see how you do now, Dad.
So what other mediums are you working in outside of glass?
So I did a lot of oil painting. I've taken a break from that just because it takes so freaking long for it to dry.
That's why I never picked up oil paints.
I like it better than acrylic because I don't work fast enough for acrylic. Yeah. And then, well, it depends on how big of a piece I'm doing too. Because, I mean, usually I'll do pretty big size canvases. So with acrylic, I'm just like, I'm dying because I can't blend anything. My arm's going to fall off. But then oil paint is like, and I touched it with my elbow, and now I'm covered in paint.
Right, because it smears everywhere.
Yeah, then you can't really get it off of you either. And you're like, do I just douse myself in mineral spirits? I'm not sure.
My elbow is burnt umber for 3 weeks
It is always burnt umber. Why is it always burnt umber? Or blue. You'll get blue on your face, and you're just like, well, I can't even hide this. There's nothing I could do. I do a lot of wood burnings. I really enjoy doing pyrography. Right now I'm working on a Lord of the Rings map. So that is a lot of fun. I do a lot of pet portraits as well with that, usually around Christmas time for people.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pet portraits. They look really good.
Yeah, those are a ton of fun. Let's see, I've done wire art. I do a lot of weird things. Teeny origami, does that even count?
Teeny origami? Like small stuff?
Like
small
the size of like a grain of rice.
Oh my God.
Teeny origami. It's like the one Japanese trait I actually got is like, oh, congratulations, you can make origami. You don't have the math skills, but you can do the origami.
You can fold paper and the paper's really tiny. Yeah. Congratulations.
It's like, oh, okay, this works. Maybe one day I'll get married. Teeny origami and cats, this is fine. But
well, I mean, you could be like that one gentleman that paid his speeding ticket with dollar bill origami pigs.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's freaking great.
Yeah, it was all $1 bills, and it was a couple $100. Yeah, and he brought it in a Dunkin' Donuts box.
Oh, that is even better. I actually got pulled over for the first time this year.
They made him unfold all of them, though, so it was really sad.
Got my first ticket.
What? Your first ticket?
I know. I'm 27. I got my first ticket. I was freaking speeding in a school zone. Granted, I was going the normal speed in the school zone, but I didn't know school was back in session because all the COVID stuff. So I didn't know.
You going through the school zone while everybody's doing the virtual learning?
Yeah, I'm just like, I had no idea. And then so I get pulled over, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, okay, note to self. At least I'm not the type of person that cries when I get pulled over.
What I learned about myself today is...
I don't cry when I get pulled over. I'm like, however, I still have no idea what to do now. I'm like, okay, so what happens next? And he's like,
I'm an adult, but I don't know shit about this scenario.
Yeah, he's just like, is this your first time? Like, yeah.
Were you like white-knuckling the steering wheel? Well, like, officer, I swear I didn't do anything. Oh, no, God.
Not at all. I mean, I was fine. I was just like, don't make jokes about cops. Don't make jokes about cops. Please don't make jokes.
They get really offended when you do that.
Well, I wonder why.
Like, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I should have been like, oh, hey, officer. Why are you pulling me over? I'm like, no.
It's like, do you play video games?
Excuse me. Do you like racing games? Because I do. Can you tell? I'm also a terrible driver in racing games. I can't play those to save my life. Like, it's like the only time I've serious, like, oh, that's the other, like, Asian trait I have, but only in video games. I drive like a stereotypical Asian female driver.
Just in video games, though.
Yes, hopefully, maybe.
Well,
change over 10 lanes. I don't know.
Signal.
I know where the buttons are. Sometimes I just don't always push them.
Oh,
like it's just the overcorrecting is the worst.
Racing games. I like the VR racing games as of late.
I've never done the VR ones.
Man, if we had time, I'd throw you in one of them. But
are they really difficult? I can't even imagine what that would be like.
If you're not into tempting motion sickness, I found that some people can handle it and some people can't. So if you don't know, then there's an opportunity for you to find out.
I've done VR before, but I've only played one game, and it was Rush of Blood.
I haven't played that.
Okay, so do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay, so it's kind of like the Until Dawn
of the VR scenario.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
So you're in this little you're at a carnival, because what could go wrong at a carnival?
A place full of happiness and innocence, right?
And clowns.
Yeah.
Love clowns. But yeah, you're in like this little roller coaster car, And it's the first thing that made me realize is I have a very strong personal space bubble, and I think I've developed it from bartending. But
Yeah, that's fair.
this guy who's like the ringmaster like leans in really close to you, and I was like against the freaking couch. I was like,
Right.
get away! Why are you still in my face?
Do not want.
And I was like, no, why aren't you picking up on my body language, man? And you have these 2 guns, and you're just like firing at all these crazy clowns with chainsaws and stuff. And I'm just like, all right, I have anxiety. This is anxiety. I don't like this. Oh my God, no. It was bad. It turns out I get really shaky when I'm scared. So my guns are like, just shooting everything. I'm like, I don't know, it's going to be there. It's bad. But yeah,
goodness.
not a fan. Not a fan. I didn't get super sick or anything, but you do feel the drops in the roller coaster, and that was weird.
Yeah.
That was freaking weird.
If you look at people pulling pranks on people in VR on YouTube,
God,
you'll see them
so
like
bad.
you'll see people like sitting in an office chair, kind of like what I'm sitting in. And,
Yeah.
And if they're really trying to screw with the person, they'll put them on a roller coaster video or whatever, and then they'll move the chair.
Oh, screw that.
So it's like a 4D
No,
movie at Dollywood or something,
No,
you know.
sounds terrible.
And then when they go over the top, they'll just dump them straight out of the chair. It's terrible. I would never do that to anybody, but I need everybody to understand that is one of the funniest things you can do to a good friend of yours. Because if you do it to somebody that's just an acquaintance, that you might start a fight. But like,
I don't know. You could just end up getting married someday. It just like it's a toss-up.
I dumped her ass right out of that chair. She never saw it coming. Had that headset on, right?
Yep, yeah, it's a match made in heaven. We've been together for 55 years.
I broke my nose, but he fixed it for me, so it's okay.
He fixed it for me. Oh, see, that's how those relationships go.
Yeah, he set my septum. It's fine.
It's like, and my heart was his. God, terrible.
So oil paints, glass, streaming. Do you have anything beyond those? Do you have any other mediums
Oh gosh.
that you like to work in, or what? Well, what have you worked in the past outside
I've worked
of
in a
those?
lot of things. I've tried watercolor. I am so bad at watercolor. I do a lot of spray paint. I really like working with spray paint. That one's a lot of fun. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the art classes I've done. I like working with clay and doing sculpture stuff. I really wanted to take a class where you get to like sculpt a face, but I never had the chance to do one. So at some point in time, I will attempt to make a face, and hopefully it won't look like Sloth from the Goonies. It'll probably look like Sloth, though. That's okay.
I mean, that's a beloved character.
That's true.
You can only hope to resemble that.
I think
that
it probably Sloth probably single-handedly boosted Babe Ruth sales
You
like
know what?
tenfold.
You know what? Yes, but what did he boof? I want to know.
boofed it. He done
I want
boofed
to know
it.
the rest of that accidental statement.
Well, he done boofed. He boofed all those sales along with crop tops.
Oh my God!
boofed.
Listen, that man know how to rock a Superman crop top.
Gross. That's so gross, man. It's just like some of the fashion sense in the 80s was so questionable. It's like, look how tall my socks are, but look how short my shorts are.
It's like, I really want to show you the 6 inches in the middle of my thigh.
Yes, exactly. Just ball hugging. It's all fun and games until someone pops a testicle and you're just like, oh, please put that away.
It's like, we're all here now.
We're all really close.
I'm not ashamed. But everybody else here is really uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable. That sounds terrifying. Like
I really crack up about the total non-consequential things like sweatbands on the forehead and the wrists and the leg warmers. That shit always cracks me up.
Yeah. Who decides that's cool?
I need to wear a unitard with leggings, and my calves are the only thing that's going to be cold.
Why are your calves gonna be cold?
My leg warmers.
Well, I guess that's fair. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Then like everything was so high waisted, where it's like, do you really enjoy just having a horrible camel toe and wedgie the whole time? Like I don't understand that one either. It's just no.
I feel like if that's a trend you that found you at the time instead of you just like fell into it on accident. Like I don't want to be one of those gentlemen from the 50s that gets their chest hair caught in their zipper. Like I really don't. I really don't, because those high-waisted pants for men were all the rage back then, and I just can't imagine getting my
like bell bottoms are starting to come back too, and I'm just like, okay, does this mean I don't have to wear shoes anymore? Can I just not wear shoes under my bell bottoms because no one's gonna see them?
Yeah, I mean, as long as the bells are big enough, I don't see
but
why
then
not.
your pants get so freaking dirty too, and then it goes back to Jinko jeans. No.
All right, well, when the
I
flare
bet
starts
you had a pair of those, didn't you?
who doesn't? Okay,
exactly.
I was born in
Were they
1991.
jorts,
They were jeans. They were jeans, and they were big as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. And you know what? I had all the room for my Game Boy and the 5 games I wanted to take to school that day, because I was born in 1991, and that's the shit you did when you were in elementary, middle school, and I fucking rocked it, and I'm happy about it.
I used to shop at Journeys.
I've come to terms with my bullshit as I was a younger human being.
I had all the skater clothes, kind of, where it's like either the super skinny jeans that were also really low cut and weird, where you're like, if I sit down, I have to hold the back up, otherwise everyone's gonna see this butt. Just kidding, there was no butt there because I was so teeny. But yeah, it was just like, oh god, when wearing 00 jeans was cool. I just don't understand that either. Like, just fashion.
I would much rather see bell bottoms become more popular than Genco flared out trip pant kind of things come back.
But trip pants were great because they were also such a liability. Like, if you wanted to go ahead and get in a fight with someone who was wearing trip pants,
you better be prepared.
You just grab them by the fucking pants. Just grab one of the loops.
Those fake ass suspenders did nobody any good.
No one any good at all. Like, one of my friends ended up. They were kind of a bully. Back in the day, with school was a little different. A little different.
This is public school?
Yeah, of
you
course.
went to public school?
Yeah,
all
I did.
Cool, we're normal people.
In the northern Chicagoland area, it was a hot fucking mess. But they had the jeans that had all the little freaking straps on them, and they tied them to the chair without the kid knowing, and they went to stand up and just ate shit.
That's
freaking
amazing.
Shit. Oh,
I would love to watch that. I would hate for it to be done to me.
Well, the funny thing is the teacher saw the whole thing happening and just let it happen.
Well, at what point do you step in and say, hey, kids, that's rude as hell. Quit that.
Oh, man. All my teachers, let weird things happen. So I had the zoology teacher, and his name was Mr. Johnson, and he was, the most monotone, boring guy.
Okay, so first of all, you had a zoology teacher.
I did.
I never had that.
Really?
Yeah.
We dissected a cat. It was pretty fucking
weird. I mean, I did that, but...
Oh, was yours just in your free time? It was outside of class?
No. It was my biology class right after we did the worms and the frogs. Come on.
Oh, we did pigs in that one. But yeah, in our zoology class, and he had this fish tank, and it was, the saddest 3 goldfish that ever existed. Throughout the year, honestly, periodically, the fish would just jump out and commit suicide. And we're just so tired of hearing about, Nigeria and all that stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
And so
in the middle of class?
Yeah, just commit suicide, just out and flopping. Mm-hmm. And there was this girl, and her name was Sophia, and she hated that class. And I sat next to her, and I saw this chick just grab a gummy worm from her pocket and, a little paper clip and a piece of string, and she's like, bitch, I'm going fishing.
Oh, my God.
She threw it in there, and she's looking right at Mr. Johnson, and he's looking at her, and she's, just trying to catch this fish. And I'm like, oh, God.
This is what happens today in class.
Yeah. Well, now there's so many. Well, there were cell phones, too, when I was in school, so, that's not really any different. But
I got in trouble for starting a fire in a microwave with
intentionally?
With CDs, yeah.
Wait, with CDs?
CDs, yeah, because they have the foil on them, so that cracks and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Our school had to have all the hand sanitizer removed and exchanged because they were lighting it on fire.
Yeah, did that.
And then throwing it on people.
Didn't do that.
Yeah, we had a guy bring a taser in and just kept tasing his friends, and then they would kept tasing them back, and I was like, we probably shouldn't be tasing kids in school.
Yeah, you do that on the bus.
Chicago.
On the way home. Do that on the bus.
But I think one of my most beloved, ridiculous things that had happened was there was this kid named Andrew, and I used to pole vault with him. And he would do anything to get a reaction. And we had some really, really old lunch ladies, like Bertha, frickin' 89-year-old lady. But he wore a leopard print banana hammock and was hardcore whale tailing it like nobody's business, and went in front of this old lady and bent down to get the Coke on the very bottom shelf.
On purpose.
And she visibly shook. And just didn't know what to do, but couldn't look away from it.
It's like a car accident or a train wreck or, all that good stuff.
And
I can't say I wouldn't look away either, because that's just ridiculous.
He pulled out the cup, looked at it, he's like, no, I want a Pepsi instead.
Went back down.
Yeah, he went right back down. And then he got sent to the principal's office.
What do you call? How do you punish a person for that?
What
do you call the offense?
Yeah,
how do you label this?
Scarring the elderly population with your booty? I have no idea.
It wasn't indecent exposure.
I don't know. If you see a whole back end of a banana hammock, it's just like a man thong, It's just I don't know. Maybe she couldn't handle the cheeks. She just couldn't handle the cheeks.
How much cheek?
A lot of cheek.
Oh, okay.
There was a good amount. At least half ass was showing.
Oh, okay.
He went for it.
Okay, so he was not just casually wearing a comfortable pair of pants. He was just all right, this is what I'm doing today.
I'm going for it. He was a senior, God. So of course he just
didn't give a shit.
I wonder where he's at now. He probably I don't know. He's probably a custodian. Turns out he's a lunch man.
Oh God.
He's like, damn kids.
He's a lunch man cussing the kids.
Back in my day, we
Get your
used to...
pizza. It's a fruit.
It's a fruit, yeah, sure. We had really good pizza in school, I will say that. Ours was pretty legit. It was like Papa John's.
Man, you keep talking about public school, and I keep getting more jealous. This is bullshit.
Good. It was legit.
I'll just... Okay, contrast here. How many kids were in your graduating class in high school?
450.
I had 85.
Oh, gross. You can date your whole class if you try hard enough.
No.
You'd have to try pretty hard.
I got around, but it wasn't like that.
Okay, well, that's fair. Speed dating, high school style. Oh, that sounds terrible.
That sounds like something you'd do at the ice cream parlor.
Do people even have those still?
Ice cream parlors or speed datings?
What? Well, either, both. Well, I mean, Tinder's kind of speed. I don't know. I don't like the apps. Dating apps are weird. I'm too much of a boomer for that kind of stuff. I just don't get it. I'm just like, why? Why would I swipe in any direction? I'd rather just see if you're not going to kill me. Like, please don't kill me.
That's the thing I want to know first.
Yeah.
Are you a safe person to be
and
around?
it's like, would you actually answer that? Like, answer that? Oh, goodness. Answer that truthfully, too. And it's just like, no, I don't know. Can I trust you? Maybe.
It's like, meet me at the bar. We'll find out. Hey.
I'm just like, oh, no. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I only went on one Tinder date, and I literally drove past this dude 3 times to make sure, like, this was actually the guy and I wasn't getting catfished or something.
Does he look like the picture?
And I was like, is he going to kill? Are there enough people in this restaurant? Okay, we good? We good? I think we're okay.
How sketchy does this look as I roll by at 5 miles an hour? Like,
it was sketchy as shit. I wasn't expecting it to pan out, so, like, I was half-ass ready for that date anyway. Like, I was wearing, like, a Star Wars shirt, no makeup on. I don't even think I was wearing a bra. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm ready to go. And I was like, oh, shit, he's actually here?
damn.
Well, this is awkward. I'm like, okay, now I'm just sweating profusely, and I don't know how to pretend to be human. The date went pretty well, though.
So speaking of the forgetting how to be human part, the way the world is at the moment, I haven't been out to eat at a restaurant since, like, I don't know, March or so.
Yeah.
And it's December now, just so people know when we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
I totally forgot how to talk to my waiter last time I went out and
Did
sat
you really?
down. Yeah, I totally. Well, it's not that I forgot how to be polite. It's just that I was so out of sorts with that social interaction. I was just like, about that, you know. Oh, sir, would you like anything else? What about your sides?
You're like, I'm not ready.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where I was just like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm out of sorts here right now, and it was. I had to just step back and laugh at myself as I was leaving the restaurant because, like, I fumbled every exchange between myself and the waiter. I mean, eventually I got it out and everything was fine. But, you know, that thing that happens in your brain when you do something for the first time in a while.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And then, you know, I just, like I said, just had to laugh at myself for that because I'd totally forgotten how to properly interact.
Social situations can be hard.
And you know, give someone technical information like my order for drinks and foods and sides. And haven't eaten in a restaurant since. And I think that's the one time we've done it since, like, the spring. And it was just a mess.
It's weird seeing it half empty.
Well, restaurants half empty.
Like, same thing with bars, too. Like, all the bar regulations are ridiculous right now. Because I'm like, why are they open then? Just close.
Well, what really cracks me up is when you see somebody sit in the socially distanced, gapped seat. Like, oh, we can sit there, and they get over there, and they go to sit down, and their ass is, like, almost touching the cushion, and then they see the sign on the table or in the chair. It's like, no, this is a socially distanced seat. Nobody can sit here because 6 feet, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, shit, mumble and walk away, rabble.
And, like, Knoxville is just pretty much completely shut down on Mondays now, too. Like, there's nothing open.
Which is why the art scene is a little weird right now.
Especially with First Fridays, because all of that was in restaurants and bars, and now it's just like, there's nowhere to really show your art because no one's out to see it. Everything's moved to online. Yeah. And even that, like, if you're not an artist who is socially, like...
Or already have an online presence or good at presenting your physically tangible things in a digital manner that people can easily grasp.
Yeah.
That transition is a really weird thing that not everybody's good at.
It's difficult, especially you realize really quick which artists are good at taking photos of their pictures, like of their art. Yeah. And the ones that are just really bad at it, and you can tell the colors are, like, off and the angles are all weird, and you're just like, oh.
There's 3 points a lot, none of them are in the right spot.
Yeah, and you see them with the phone in the reflection.
Oh, yeah, this is framed, and I'm taking a picture of it for my Instagram.
Even though it's framed, just take it out of the frame.
Here's the top half of my face and the back side of my phone.
And you can tell I'm not wearing pants.
It's like every free television, come pick it up
ad on Facebook or
Craigslist. Anything on
Craigslist.
Craigslist photos are just ridiculous.
Oh man, I love all those old Craigslist ads where it's just like, yeah, there's a naked person staring back at you in that TV screen.
Yeah, you're gonna come and pick it up. You're like, no,
No, thank
I will
you.
meet you at the Walmart.
Right. Somewhere with closed circuit cameras, please.
And I know that you need to wear pants. Please go somewhere where you wear pants. But yeah, the art scene's so different now. Because like when I was bartending and then having my art in various bars around town, it was really easy. It was awesome. You just go to a First Friday event, you check out the art, you see the people who are looking at your stuff, people buy it. It's really nice. People are still trying to buy local art. There's definitely still a drive for that, but they really have to reach out a lot harder now.
Yeah, it's less convenient for artist and client because there's a greater social and metaphorical disconnect now.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
It's a really strange friction that most often we as artists and consumers, because I know you buy other people's art.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird thing to see both sides of. First Fridays in Knoxville are a hell of an event. Like everybody from one end of Gay Street to the other. If you're a restaurant or a bar, they have local art.
That and the people that come out they're very diverse. Like you have people in college, you have really, really old people, you have people who are like, I'm actually just a musician, I'm in town, and you're like, oh, well, there's just a lot of people come out and they just go ahead and bar hop.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
Well,
absolutely great.
If you start on South Gay Street and walk to North Gay Street, you can only hit, 25 bars?
Well, now, and there's so many breweries, too, so you're just like, oh, I have no idea. And now you can stop and get, like, ramen if you want it. There's so many more options.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one interesting thing that's happened because of COVID, I think it's kind of gotten rid of some of the slightly weaker kind of storefronts and exchanged them for new ones, and some are really, really good. But I'm kind of curious to see how it lasts this next round.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like, how much of this can a company take, realistically speaking?
And there are lots of companies around town that have suspended practices, or say, we're going to shut down till things are cool, or we're just out completely. And it's always sad to see when somebody closes their doors, but at the same time, it's understandable,
Survival
and
of the fittest.
it's an action that some people can't help but take when it comes to their business practices. And whether it's from a personal health standpoint, they're shutting down because they don't want to endanger their employees, or just the fact that they're not doing enough business to remain in business is one thing. And I like to see those businesses hibernate until hopefully everybody's vaccinated or whatever comes to this when it starts winding down. But it's definitely put the tension on some businesses to keep the doors open or fold until they can figure out what's next for society.
And I think too, a lot of some of the businesses have realized that they really never even needed a storefront. They could do everything online.
Yeah, especially if you already have a heavy online digital presence in the first place.
Yep, if you could do it online, just do it there. Figure out how to market that way. It's cheaper than paying a monthly rent. I mean, plus you do all the shipping yourself. You cut out a lot of the middlemen.
I mean, that's my mail center right there. I print my shipping labels and I drop them off in a mailbox on my way to my day job in the morning.
It's way more doable.
And if I wanted to, I could just have the mailman pick it up out of my mailbox, but I like dropping it in the mailbox myself.
Because then you know it's there.
Yeah.
It's the security of it.
Yeah, I like delivering the thing to the mailbox.
I did this for you.
Yeah.
This is yours. It's sent with love.
I took 600 feet out of my morning commute to go to this one specific mailbox that I really like just for you.
You have a really specific mailbox you like?
Well, it is.
I have a mailbox preference, damn it.
Well, it's conveniently placed on my morning commute between here and my work of my place of work of place. And I'll take a minute and I'll have everything in the passenger seat and I'll get out, and I can't just stick it through the letter slot that's on the front side, so I got to go walk around the back and drop it in the little trapdoor thing, and I feel accomplished. It's more for me, really.
And you know what? That's good.
It makes me feel good that I did everything from start to finish except deliver it. Like, the mailman can do his job. I'll let him do his job. I did everything up until that point.
I feel like if someone hand delivered it, it'd be like, okay, I want to watch you open it. Are you going to open it now?
Oh my God.
I need to see your reaction.
The last 2 shipments I sent out were to New Jersey and Tampa, Florida.
Gosh,
so let me just drive my ass all the way to Tampa, Florida. I love that there's that was a fuck lighter sleeve and an actual fuck word art. And go ahead. Yeah, like you said. Please open it.
Right now.
I dare you.
Take a video.
Can I record this?
I'm going to use this for my socials. Come on.
Can I stream this on Instagram right now?
We're live stream this. Hey guys, we're live. So it's just like, oh, this is my friend. He's opening his flying fuck. Let's go.
Yeah.
that kind of scenario. And I hate to put that kind of undue pressure on somebody. Like, act like you really want this. Like,
and then you're just like, pretty please act like you really
all
want
4 people that are going to watch this stream are going to know that you like this.
It's good shit. It's the best shit. It's made with love. It's so weird being, like, I was a bartender for about 5 years, and being in the bartending industry, especially when it was really busy and everything like that, and then going to a bar now, it'd be like, you can't even sit in here. You can, like, we have
outdoor seating just for you.
Yeah. Also, we have like a big old sheet of plexiglass between me and you, and it's like you have to slide the drink under it. It's just, it feels so different.
I don't mind the plexiglass. I really don't, because you know what? I don't want to get sneezed on in the first place, COVID or not. So,
yeah, well, that's true.
So, you know, if I'm at the gas station and I got to slide my 6-pack or my chocolate milk or, you know, my candy bar under the 1 foot tall gap, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, it seems weird to have it in a bar, especially like a very long, lengthy bar, because if you only have it on one part, it's just like, what about the rest of the bar?
Yeah, like at the cash register.
Aren't we just like missing something here? Like they could just move one step over and be like, oh hey.
I also really enjoy how people have been ingenious with their sneeze guard, quote unquote, solutions. I've seen people hang them from ceilings. I've seen people, you know, mount them to whatever counter surface they're working on. I've seen lots and lots of different types of installations, and it is very entertaining to see what businesses employ which installation type to suit their needs. Like the gas station, the Pilot on Middlebrook, close to my work. Yeah, they have them hanging, and they're right behind like the lottery ticket stands and big lighters and all that. Right, so they're between all those like counter displays and the cash register and the guy. So they're not like in my face on my side of the counter. They're kind of in the middle. And I bet we've all seen where it's like way back there in front of the cashier and like way on the other side close to me on the customer side of the counter. So it's really just funny, and I choose to be entertained by it. I could be pissed off, but I don't have the time or energy for that.
I honestly wonder what kind of, so let's say all of this clears up, everyone gets vaccinated, and it's no longer an issue. How much of that stuff's going to stay up?
You know, I would hope a lot of it. I know some people are just going to be ready to take it down and not deal with it because it's one less thing to clean or fix or whatever, you know, But
also, it's like the hassle of taking all these down, the things that have been mounted and hinged, you know.
I would hope that if people really care, that they would, you know, somehow more permanently attach these things, you know, make them a more permanent fixture into whatever, and you know, incorporate them into whatever design they've got going on. But you know, at the gas station, that's not really that important.
Yeah, I mean, unless it could stop a bullet, then it's very important.
Right. But then you've got that foot tall gap at the bottom, so
yeah, what is that even gonna do? It's just like
that's when you just hide behind the counter in the first place.
It's like
drop
when you
down.
go into a bathroom and then the bathroom stall is just a little bit too short and you can make eye contact. Like why?
I hate when the door gaps are really big because you know you'll when you hate to take a dump at a gas station
like,
and you just have to because you're human and you can't like make that happen clockwork or when you want it all the time. You're just standing there.
Poop on demand.
I know, right? Like shit, I just can't wait till I get home, and that happens to everybody sometimes. So you're sitting there doing your business, and then all of a sudden you hear somebody come into the bathroom, and now you're all the more uncomfortable because you're pooping in a toilet that you don't know, and somebody is in here too.
And you're just like, oh,
and
God.
You see them walk by the stall, and the door gap's like 3 inches wide. And you make eye contact with this guy when he's sitting there trying to go pee in the urinal, and you're sitting there trying to take a dump. It's just like, oh, God. He saw me. I'm vulnerable.
As long as you don't make eye contact. It's the eye contact.
No, see, the irony is that you always make eye contact.
Why do you always make eye contact? That sounds horrible.
Because you're looking at the person to see if they're looking at you.
But of course they're going to try.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the weird humanness in this scenario that makes everybody uncomfortable.
I just want to make sure it's you that's making this thing happen. Yep, it's you. We're watching you. I know it's you. You better flush.
Or
wash your hands, bitch.
Or when you stand up, I'm kind of tall. Or if you stand up and you can see across the tops of stalls and see the top of other people's heads and shit.
Don't like that. I don't like that. No.
The Knoxville Convention Center is really bad for that. Last time I used the restroom in there, I was walking into the stall and I realized I looked to my left and I looked to my right and I was just like, oh God, I could see everybody else's foreheads.
I don't like that.
That's the con of being tall.
See, in Germany, if you go to like places like Berlin, in all their public restrooms, it's floor to ceiling.
Yeah, great.
It's wonderful.
Give me.
It's like the best thing ever. I'm like, why can't we just have the rest of the wall?
Capitalism is far more intense. You're going to get that middle 5.5 feet.
Yep.
All right, the bottom 6 inches and the top 18 inches.
And it's
You're just not going to get
quality too. Like we all know the quality of like bathroom stalls is just horrible. Like you see in like Zombieland, you know, like, oh yeah, we got all these zombies in the bathroom scene, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this door to stop anything, and it's like this door isn't gonna stop anything.
That door is like honeycomb aluminum with plastic fronts and backs.
You could pretty
It's
much
not.
undo a bathroom stall screw with your pinky nail if you tried hard enough.
Yeah. Or, you know, it's really not hard just to rip those things off the hinges sometimes.
Like, it's just, you could probably lift it. There's, no, no, I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
I've been in bathrooms where I was afraid to sneeze at the walls.
Oh. Well,
I mean, I didn't want to knock them over.
were they also the type of bathrooms that had glory holes? Like,
If they did, I didn't know about it.
you're like, what's this? Oh, is this a hole for trash? Okay, just boop.
Yeah, it's right here. Immediately to my right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Weird.
Awkwardly, like a third of the way to the front. Yeah, so you didn't have to stand next to the toilet.
That'd just be weird.
I don't know what glory holes are like. Don't listen to me.
I don't know what they're like either. No matter how I say it, it's gonna sound sketchy.
You sounded really
I know,
confident.
What? I haven't. I don't know. I've never even been to a strip club. I can't even say.
Hey, me too.
It's just, I feel like I don't want to be covered in glitter, so why would I go?
I've already been covered in glitter.
I don't like to be covered in glitter.
When you work in the entertainment industry, at some point you cannot escape being covered in glitter.
Yeah, you can run. You can run very fast.
No, listen, no.
Run.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Kill it with fire. I don't
Listen,
know.
listen. Even if you try to vacuum it up off the floor, which I've done
I hate it.
thousands of times, it still gets on you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Yeah.
You
It's
burn-
like gold leaf.
Yeah.
Shit gets everywhere.
That's true. Gold leaf does.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
It
Oh,
gets
what?
stuck to
Look,
your nails. It gets stuck under your nails. It gets stuck to your hands. It gets stuck to the floor.
you sneeze next time, and you're like,
Stuck
holy
to your
shit,
cat. You're
24
just like,
karat
ah.
boogers. Like,
I mean,
it happens.
That just sounds bougie as hell.
Listen,
I mean, it could be the next song, 24 karat boogers.
that would be more lyrical value than a lot of shit being played in the top 40
Pin,
right
pin,
now. The 24 karat boogers is Post Malone's new single.
Yeah. Actually, I could totally see that.
The word "yeah" is stated 50 times in the song. It'll be okay. So
Yep, it's gold. Boogers.
yep, yeah, boogers.
Boogers.
So where have you displayed your art around town? About everywhere?
Goodness.
Any
I've had a lot. I've
Is
had a
where
lot
haven't
visit.
you displayed your art? A better question.
Gosh, I don't even know. So usually the places I do have it in the bars. I've had it in Postmodern. I've had it a lot in Central Depot. Crafty Bastard was actually the first place I ever displayed my work, which was
Nice.
really, really cool. And it's funny because I only had like that teeny wall in there. And then last time I went back, I had the whole place. So it
Nice.
was really, really cool.
It always feels good to
Yeah.
fill out the space.
Well, yeah, and I've done work with the Dogwood Arts Festival as well, so that was cool. There's a lot of really good opportunities in Knoxville. Like, I will say it's a very art-centric kind of little town.
I was involved with a stormwater project a couple
Oh, no
years ago.
freaking way. The one with the chalk?
No. It was a storm drain
Yeah.
painting for the city and
To encourage people not to litter in the
yeah.
storm drains,
So
right?
you know, litter and stormwater don't mix, so it doesn't get out to the rivers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that I did a library in South Knoxville.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat, and that it was at public buildings
Mm-hmm.
and all those storm drains. There were 10 storm drains, I think. So,
what
10
do
different
you use
artists.
to paint those?
They provided you with
Is it like a latex paint?
yeah.
Okay. I was
They
gonna say,
were
I feel
teamed
like it
up
would
with
just-
granning paints, so the city already paid for all the
That's nice.
primary colors and black and white. So you just go there and pick up your half gallon of your 5 colors or whatever, and then you just head out to your location in a specific date and time window and paint it. And then they were all judged by the public and whatnot.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I think I took like 5th out of
Oh, yeah.
7 or whatever. It wasn't a big field, but it was still a really fun
It's so
project to
neat,
be involved
yeah.
with.
It's super cool.
Yeah, I did it was in a corner. Mm-hmm. So, man, I had to sweep so much gravel out of my spot.
Did you really?
Yeah, because, it was down in the corner in this parking lot, and it was the bottom side of the parking lot, so all the silt and the gravel just ran that way.
Ah, damn.
And I was like, oh, man, you know what? This shit's
is
going to
the
get covered up by
worst.
rocks.
Yep.
But the message of mine is, I don't even remember what I put on there, but I made a really nice water droplet mandala,
Oh, that
all
would be
heading
really
towards
neat.
the drain with big red letters on the outside circumference.
That's really neat.
Do not litter, storm drain, or whatever.
Your mandalas are freaking amazing.
Oh, stop.
No, they really are.
Stop.
they're legit.
Well, thank
Like,
you. I will take
fucking
some
A, man.
compliments.
You should. You totally should. I don't know how you keep them so consistent.
I drive myself crazy.
I would too. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't keep anything symmetrical to save my life. I can't even keep my eyebrows symmetrical when I put them on in the morning.
What?
They're sisters. They're not twins.
That's when I try to curl
Maybe
my mustache.
cousins.
That's exactly what happens. One side is perfect. The other side refuses to cooperate. So
Damn. So close and yet so far.
that's what happens. Like, you might not know this because you don't have a beard,
That is true. I do not have a beard.
but your head hair, the stuff up here, it grows in a grain.
Yeah.
And it can be different patterns and directions and textures. Well, this shit on the bottom of my face is the same way.
Yeah.
It has a grain and a texture. So the left side of my face grows down and under my chin and to the right. And
You
the
get a
right,
swoop?
And the right side of my cheek just goes straight down. And where they meet on the bottom side of my right jaw, it just goes this way. Like a 45-degree angle straight off the side of my face towards the ground.
Do you know that they make beard brush hair straighteners?
Oh, yeah. I don't want no part of that shit, do we?
I feel like that's a scary thing to put right next to your face. Granted, you put it on your head, but
I've straightened my hair,
yeah.
and that's fine. I just have no desire to straighten my beard.
Well, no, beard hair is really coarse too, for the most
Yeah.
part. Like I feel like it would just look kinky.
Yeah.
The non-traditional word, kinky.
Well, it's one of those things too. Like I have to be aware that when I go to like have someone cut my hair or I'm trimming my beard, it's like, hey, it's gonna look weird in this particular way because that's how your face grows hair. You know, I'll be out getting my hair cut somewhere and I'll tell whoever's cut my hair, hey, listen, you might think it's crooked, and that's because it fucking is crooked. Like, it's never going to be straight, so don't drive yourself crazy trying to get a somewhat acceptable symmetrical cut on my beard because it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just not.
When I used to work at Central Depot, we were right next to E.D. Bailey's.
Yeah.
And they would come in and talk about beards all the time. I'm just like, I just don't know how people can keep them symmetrical at all. Like, I don't know, it blows my mind. It doesn't work. My hair, like, in general, it's so much easier to work with the hair on the top of your head. And I still can't do that shit right either. Like, I can't imagine messing with, like, my chin beard. I'd be like, well, one, I can't really fully see it. So,
Yeah, you can't see what's under, like, this stuff on the bottom of your jaw.
know.
You can't see that shit.
I would be so bad at keeping that up. And the people who try to make those hard lines, no. They'd be goddamn squiggles.
I just let it do what it does.
I would
And if
be
it gets
Lord
too
Neckbeard.
unruly. Oh, God.
Yep. All the neck beard.
I mean, it would be perfect with your streaming scenarios.
Hello, my name is Hannah, and I have a neck beard.
Right.
Let's talk about that. Like, oh, God.
It's like, we're going to play Monster Hunter Worlds and not talk about it.
This is why we drink, guys. Everyone, we're starting now. We're doing shots.
Every time I take a hit, it's 1 ounce.
Yep. Let's just do it. Oh, gosh. If I had $1 for every time I carded, man, I'd be freaking rich.
So we're running a little long. I don't know what kind of time window you got here. But we've been talking for about an hour. And I was going to ask you, who are your... if you have any influences that influence your body of work overall, or if you have some influences that come through directly in your work that you can have like direct, like this look I distilled from this influence, and who they are just in general, and if you have any of those locally.
So when it comes to like art history and stuff, my favorite artist is Alphonse Mucha. My babe. Oh my God. When I was in
You gonna
Germany,
talk to me about some Art Nouveau stuff?
Yeah,
you gonna
I
talk to me right
fucking
now?
love Art Nouveau. That is the tits.
I have the Moon Goddess shower curtain.
No,
I'm
you
just,
fucking.
Yeah, I do.
I have it in a poster.
Oh, boy.
That I got in a Mucha museum in freaking Germany.
Oh, you got me there.
Actually, I almost got in really big trouble when I was there. So when I went to Germany, I was a sophomore in high school. So my mom gave me like
That's ripe
spending
for
money.
trouble, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, spending money, it's not mine. I almost spent all my money on an Art Nouveau golden necklace that had swirls and pearls and opals and rubies. And it was like 250 euros. And I was
you
like,
wouldn't have eaten the rest of the trip.
I was like, croissants? Jewelry. I'm like, I don't know.
I can get 1,000 croissants. Look at this necklace.
I know, I almost did it. I still regret it. I have a picture of it somewhere, and I just look at it and just go,
My precious. Like,
okay. It would have been so pretty, and I would have never worn it once because it's historical, but still.
right. That style, you can't
beautiful.
directly see it in my work, but I am heavily
The swirl,
influenced by
I love
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's about the angles and the way they do fabric. Oh my gosh. I love to compare Art Nouveau with Art Deco because it's like the equivalent of dwarves and elves.
Yeah.
They just mirror over perfectly, and I'm like, I'd clearly be an elf. I'm not getting a vote. It's swirly.
Like, there's no question
It's
about
got them curves.
The filigree is too good.
Yes, it's just beautiful. It's so pretty. Ugh, I love that. I love that so much. And the colors are good too.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of neutral tones, but they have like shadows and gotta love shadows.
And somehow these muted color palettes end up looking super vivid.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, and I have no idea how he did it initially. Like, the first person who figured that shit out, A.K.A. him. But I'm like, how would you just be like, this is my style? No one else has done anything like this, but yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.
And still props to whoever figured out tempura paints the first time. They're like, I'm going to take these eggs, mash up some of these rocks. Just
I don't understand that. Oh, God.
What the hell?
That's just way above my head. And then the other artist I really like is Kevin Eslinger.
I don't know that name.
You should.
What did they do?
You probably know it, but you don't. So Kevin Eslinger did he did a significant amount of art for the Spawn series.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He actually designed all the original toys and stuff for it too.
Hey,
but he does a lot of work with inks and a lot of comic book oriented things. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
It's really neat. His use of color is super vivid. Actually, you would like his use of color a lot because it's super bright.
Very nice.
A lot of crazy colors and a lot of disturbing images, specifically of Ronald McDonald.
Well, that's fine.
Because who doesn't like disturbing images?
If you've ever seen our "I'm Sorry, John" on Reddit, that's just the worst Garfield stuff that you could possibly imagine. I love it so much. I'm a tormented person.
Everyone is. When you dig deep enough, you're just like, oh yeah, that's still pretty good.
There it is. That's fucked up. I love it.
But those are the two artists that I really, really like, and I wish I was a little bit more like. I'm like, maybe one day.
I'll get there.
I'll just wake up and I'll be good. My dad will be like, "Are you winning, son?" And I'll be like, "Yeah."
Finally.
And instead, I'm like, "No."
Always.
Kinda. What's winning anyway?
How do you quantify winning, Dad?
It's like how to quantify if art is good. It's like, I don't know.
I told you it was good. Take my word for it.
And it's just like, I can't do it. It's so hard not to like tear your own art to pieces.
Oh yeah, being
it's
your
so
harshest
hard.
critic.
It is so hard.
So, do you have any local influences? Knoxville area or like Southeast regional?
Carol Quinn. I don't know if you've seen her stuff. She's really involved with the Dogwood Arts Festivals. She's got way different art styles. She kind of bounces, but her use of color and texture is really good. I am so bad when it comes to texture. I don't glob on paint. I'm like, no, this stuff is expensive. You get back here. And like her stuff, like you could pretty much dig your hands into it, but it's just a really nice color progression in some of her stuff. And dang, it's good. She's been doing art forever though. Like I assume 150 years.
Oh yeah.
She probably just lives forever.
Well, you'll definitely. Well, if you make art like that, you might have some weird secret spell.
I mean, hey,
you'll have
deals with the devil is a real thing.
I don't have a soul. I can't make those deals. For everybody that doesn't know, I'm redheaded. So
I just never had a soul anyway.
Hey, we're in the same boat.
I mean, I'm not redheaded. I just never had one.
Well, that's a special case.
Yeah, I'm an outlier.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I like to blame it on the service industry. Like it just sucked it out of me on the very first day, and it was just gone.
It's like you walked into the bar and you're just like, meow.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh dang, my ABC card. Oh, in exchange for my soul, I guess so. It's like $90. So.
Right. Yeah. Here you go. Is that all it's worth?
Thanks. This is good. Can I take your order? It's like fuck.
It's like, no, you're drunk already. I can't serve you.
I'm just going to go scream in the walk-in. I will see you in 5 minutes with your goddamn ketchup. That or your 5th thing of ranch. It's always like number 5.
Yeah. Because there's never enough.
No. Oh, and I used to work at the melting pot, and like with all the sauces there, it was terrible. We had so many Karens. They were so bad. So bad.
I need the brie cheese. I need it right now.
You need it right now, Karen?
Right now.
You do, but you only want to get half the servings because you want to save the money, but you want twice the cheese.
Something's got to give here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. My favorite one was telling, I had one family, and like this kid was like touching the pot on the table. I'm like, okay, I'm turning this on.
It's going to get hot.
Your kid's going to burn himself if he touches it. He's like, it's fine. And he's like, touch, still touching it. And he's letting his kid do it. I'm like, well, I've warned you. I should have made you sign a freaking waiver. Sure enough, it's full of hot boiling water. And like the kid's like, ow. I'm like,
told your ass.
I told you. And the dad's like, well, he didn't know. And I'm like, no.
I told you.
You want to go ahead and try to yell at my manager about this? They're totally going to take my side. Crazy bitches.
Like, protocol for me is to tell you this is going to get hot as I set it on your table. Like, don't play around here. Like,
there's a reason we deliver it in a metal cage.
Yeah, for real. goodness. People.
Those things are fun. The food was really good, though. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're into boiling your food.
Yeah.
Or deep frying it. You can deep fry it there.
That's true.
That's good. That's some good shit. Okay, now I'm hungry.
Well, good thing it's almost lunchtime.
I know. Lunchtime and tattoo time.
So, okay. Speaking of art, where are you going to go get your tattoo work
Saint.
on? All right.
Doc Cooper has done my whole sleeve so far.
And do you have pictures of that on the old internet that people can see?
Yeah, I think it's on Instagram.
Okay, cool.
I would assume so. I'd be very surprised if I didn't post it. I mean, if I go through that much pain, you think I'm going to post something about it.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well. Like, if
I'm
you
getting
see
my
me in
elbow
person,
done.
you'll see this on my media outlets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then so I'm getting my elbow done, and I'm getting a praying mantis.
Ooh, your elbow?
Yeah.
I mean, praying mantises are cool, but ooh,
So
your
then
elbow?
I got this one done. The inside of the elbow was the worst.
Oh,
This sucked.
I've got text right there next to my armpit, and it
Flower
was
petal in my
God, it was
armpit.
terrible.
And I was like, man. So usually when I get my tats done, I kind of have a general idea what I want. I kind of let Doc Cooper just run with it because I'm like, you're the artist, you do your thing. I'm gonna like it anyway.
Yeah.
And so when he was doing the koi fish that I have on the inside of my arm, he went ahead and put a flower petal right in my armpit.
Oh.
And I'm like, do we have to, Doc? He's like, yep. I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, buck up, Buttercup, I'm going in. And I was like, oh my God, I feel this in my face. Why is this in my face?
Oh, yeah, right there. It felt like...
you feel it everywhere.
Yeah, so right next to my armpit, like in the soft meat right
Yeah.
there, you know. It felt like it just shot like all the way around to my shoulder blade, like right under my arm, all the way around. Like I felt it in the back of my,
I feel it a lot of my
around
rib
my shoulder blade.
cage.
Yeah.
I get the ribcage one. One time I got it in my foot.
What?
I was just like, how long is that neuron? Like, holy shit.
I've got tattoos, the back of my calf right here.
I heard calf's a tough spot.
Yeah, well, it feels really weird.
I bet. Did it want to give you like a Charlie horse?
No, I never got a cramp or anything, but it was a scenario where I couldn't tell exactly what I knew it hurt because obviously you're getting a tattoo, but sometimes you can trace the pain and sort of like know what the picture is or where you're at in the picture based on where you feel the needle being. Mm-hmm. But my perception of where the needle was in this piece of art was just ridiculous and so far off. And then I have one above my knee pit on my low thigh, on my opposite leg. And that one was really weird because...
that's not a fun spot either.
The soft
know,
meat
like,
behind your knee.
nerves.
Right.
It's like, I have no fucking idea.
It really felt like the pain was 2 inches lower than where the needle was actually, going into my skin.
Weird.
Like it felt like the meat behind my knee was vibrating and hurting and being punctured. But no, it's like 6 inches above that or whatever,
Have you ever gotten a tattoo super stoned?
I do most things super stoned, I'm not going to lie.
That's fair.
So, is the short answer.
Oh my gosh. So when I got the line work done for this one, I did it completely silver and stuff. And he's so heavy handed. Oh my God. It's like you are digging into my, emptiness. But it was just so deep. And I almost like tapped out on this one. It was a 3-hour session. I was getting really close. And then so I put off getting the color in there for like a year because I was like, PTSD. Oh my God.
So
Ooh, that black spot right there.
yeah, this black spot is
that?
cover up. So I got all the line work
damn.
done first, and then had the shading and everything done, and then all this was colored in once, and you can still see the different texture of scar tissue
It's
there.
hard, man.
And the second pass of black on top of that
Was so...
6
Because you're just
6
so
or 8 weeks.
needy at that point.
Well, it was I don't know, maybe 8 weeks. Maybe a little longer than 2 months, because you're supposed to wait a good little window of time. That's the worst. Oh my God, I hated it so much. It hurt so fucking bad.
Put in ink over ink.
Well, it's just the fact that here's this nice new tender skin, and then let's just go through and rake a needle over it for an hour.
God, it's like mincemeat after a while.
Oh, dude, it was so terrible. And I have delicate skin. I mean, I have pretty fair skin. I'm white, and I have red hair, and I'm just, built like that. So it swelled up so big, and I just like looking at it.
I bruised really bad.
under the saran wrap, the stuff, and I was just
you
like,
could feel it like pulsating.
oh
right?
yeah, and the second layer of that hurt way more than any single bit of tattoo work I've ever had done. And that being said, this is the second layer of something I've ever had put on, and I was bewildered by how much more it hurt. Like it legit was a huge surprise how much it hurt.
When I went to go get the color put in, I was so stony baloney, it was ridiculous. It was like chain smoking in the room with him. I was like, "Do you care?" And he's like, "Not at all. Blow it my way." I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "Do you feel this at all?" I'm like, nope, I don't feel diddly shit.
Perfect.
And he's like, I'm in your elbow. I'm like, stop it, that's weird. That's so weird.
I'm in your elbow.
And I'm like, I'm just really thirsty now. And like, getting all squinty and stuff. I'm like, I don't know where I live. I just kept going for like, if it was like a 3-hour smoke session, I shouldn't have done that. But that's what I'm going to do today.
That's what happened that day.
Yeah.
I've spent, I think this piece, the one we were just talking about, was about 3 hours total between
it's
both
long.
sessions. Yeah, I mean, that's my
It's a
whole
long time to always have like a constant adrenaline rush, you know? It's just
it goes from my elbow to my armpit. It's
a
not
big
a
size
small
piece,
piece
yeah.
of skin. So it was a session, and then the second piece for the second part of the cover up, like it was a mess. But that's the longest I've ever sat, and I damn near fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I hope I fall asleep. I'm not going to, but I hope.
Well, you do what you can, and that's what I entrust you to do.
I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend nothing's happening. They're like little butterflies landing on my skin and biting me. I fucking hate butterflies sometimes. Do you know butterflies taste with their feet?
Yeah.
Is that freaking weird?
Yeah.
That's fucking strange.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean.
Also, they're carnivorous.
But see, the thing is, I'm just happy I don't do that.
I'm happy you don't do that too, because that would be weird.
I don't want to taste with my feet. Like the inside of my shoes must taste terrible. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fair. I bet you would shower more often though.
Or like have interchangeable insoles.
Yeah, it would probably be that. Yeah. Yeah, then you could taste grass. What if you were walking around but also eating a burger? You could taste both.
That would be a sensory experience. Would that be a grass-fed burger?
It would have to be a grass-fed burger. Oh my god, Jesus.
That would be a sensory experience. What if you just molested your food with your feet before you used your hands to
So, like,
eat
what
it?
if only your feet could taste but not your mouth?
Oh my God! No,
that would
thank
be
you.
terrible.
No, thank you.
But then you could eat and never get fat because you just taste things with your feet. Oh man.
Hey, there's no way you're skipping the calories in this ordeal.
No.
Come on.
Well, if your feet absorb the calories, like, but if you eat and you don't get pleasure from physically eating the food, but only from tasting it with your feet, you could technically taste everything, but not eat anything.
So the pleasure would derive from the taste and not the
actual
nutrients.
sustenance from it. So then it's like, okay, I would just go to a buffet and taste everything. Oh, that's weird. But then
Can you imagine like going to Five Guys and unwrapping your burger and
just
just popping your foot
stepping
up on the
on it?
table and just be like,
People with foot fetishes would be like, yes,
put the ketchup on it.
yeah, just cover it, step on it. It's like, oh,
What have we done?
oh Jesus. People,
All right, so do you have anybody you would like to hear in this format? Friends of yours, artists, inspirations that you would like to hear on a local podcast?
Ooh, yes, Spencer McCoy. So he's a different type of artist. He's a music artist.
Yeah, that's
but,
we're all gamuts here.
He is wonderful.
Well,
He is just I don't even know how to describe Spencer. A special gentleman.
oh yeah.
A very, very interesting personality. Me and him have talked for hours about ridiculous things, mainly Cthulhu. But
That's valid.
yeah.
Very valid.
I think you'd like him a lot.
Well, if you want to do this again and drag him along with you, we could totally do that.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd
Yeah,
be
let's
chaos.
do it.
There'd have to be alcohol involved, but I think that could be arranged.
Oh no.
Oh no, not here. Oh gosh.
Beer bottles and microphones, never.
I know those two they don't match. They don't go together.
So, is there anybody else that strikes your fancy with that question?
There's a ton of really good artists. Oh my goodness. There is. I'm trying to think. There's this guy named Mitch who goes to Central Depot. He does a lot of work with charcoals. If you want more like a traditional art kind of style, and he does a lot of illustrations, but his stuff is really cool too. There is also Brian Wilkinson.
I know that name.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Brian does all of the ridiculous clay work and makes a bunch of skeleton mugs. And he has a display case at Central Depot.
Yeah.
But I think he's also an art professor at Roan State.
Roan State. Okay.
He's really cool.
I know I've seen that name around somewhere. I feel like I've seen the
Funny
word.
dude. He's just a funny dude.
Well, I enjoy sitting down and having silly conversations with
Me
talented people, so
too.
that's what I try to do.
Maybe after all this COVID stuff's done, we should have another puppy art day.
Yeah, we can do it for sure. The plan is to launch this shenanigan in February.
Cool.
And I'm trying to get as many of these episodes recorded in the can,
Smart.
so I can disperse them at a regular interval. And
Well,
then,
let me know.
And then
I'll
keep
go
up with
ahead
them.
and push it on all my platforms.
Yeah. So, what are your platforms? Since we're wrapping up, go ahead, throw it out there.
Okay.
Where can we find you? What do you do there?
So on Twitch, it's CosmicSaki. I'm also on Instagram.
Will you spell that, please?
Yes, CosmicSaki. CosmicSaki.
You sound like you've had to do that before.
It's more like spelling half my last name. It's just a hot mess. But so I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, on TikTok. God bless it. All under CosmicSaki as well.
Well, how convenient of you to have it all wrapped up under one nice banner.
You know, it's just easier. It's just so much easier. Oh, the only time I messed it up was with my PlayStation Network name.
Ah.
Scurvy Monkey. Not anywhere close to CosmicSaki.
So you on PlayStation are a monkey with a vitamin C deficiency?
Yeah, so that way if I kill you, you get killed by a scurvy monkey.
Oh.
Or you kill one. I was going to be Angry Midget, but I didn't want to offend people. And I was like, you can't be killing angry midgets.
Yeah.
People too.
Yeah, that's true. Scurvy monkey is far more acceptable and hilarious,
It's
I think.
just fun. It's special.
It's something about malnourished monkeys, really.
Right? I just imagine that they're eating a banana and it's just like, it's not working.
Hypothetically, allegedly malnourished monkeys.
Yes, fair. Very, very fair.
All right, well, Hannah, we're going to wrap this up.
Sounds good.
Thanks for having this chat. It's been great.
Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome.
Oh, you are the sweetest.
Oh, stop it. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna hit this record button and stop this thing. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
That was the show. I hope you enjoyed. All the relevant social media and website links will be in the episode description for the featured artist today. And if you yourself or know an artist that you would like to be or see on the platform, shoot me an email. It'll be listed somewhere on here. I'll try to make it plainly evident for you. But thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time.